Hello there, all. This is K right here with the Cyber Sector Initiative Zone. I'm back at it with another CompTia Learning Portal Lab for the Security Plus exam. This is lab number 5, or I believe number 6, with using password hashing to confirm a file download. Basically, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be using password hashing and salting. So for this lab, we're going to be designating certain simulations to obtain files from a website to confirm its integrity with password hashing, and then we have to use a suspicious file hash as searches at the OpSWAT Meta Defender website, and then after that, we have to explore the use of salts to improve the password hash resistance to brute force password crack attacks. So this is going to be pretty fun. I'm definitely looking forward to doing this. So yeah, let's get right into it. But before we do that, be sure to hit the like button, do what you have to do, and we should be good to go. So I would say in order to log in, unfortunately, CompTia doesn't really tell you the login details with this. So what we'll do right here, we're just gonna log in with hold on. I think it's telling us to kind of like go to the internet first. So I'm gonna do that first. All right. So I'm right here. I'm gonna just take these browsers and hold on. If I'm able to copy it, try copying it. Okay, there we go. So we're right here. We're gonna be going online to like look at some data. What we're looking at right now, we're just looking at some digital forensics tool testing resources. So these are like image repositories to basically talk about, um, I guess, like cybersecurity related forensic tool softwares that NIST has put together. So these are like testing images, and they basically tell you a lot of data about certain images that were used. And I think this has been used at particular universities like Purdue University, and I can see that there's a company called Sirius. So um, yeah, this is pretty cool. This is like old. This is from August 25th of 2003. So these are some pretty old testing images that we're looking at, but for our lab, we're going to be utilizing probably something like this. So it's just telling us that we just have to go to this website and we have to like look at some data within certain testing images. So what we do right here, we have to click on ext3fs keyword tests. So yep, here we go. We have it right here. ext3fs keyword search number one text. It says right here that the forensic test file needed for this lab has been made available to your lab environment. Okay, yeah. So basically, like, we're just taking a look at it. We're not going to be downloading it. We're not going to be doing anything like that. It says, look over the contents of this file page. You may need to return to this page later in the exercise. Leave the local browser tab open that is focused on the DFTT source forward.net site. Switch back to the browser tab on the Security Plus Scalable, okay, virtual lab environment. So this is just going to be here in case we need it, but most likely we're probably not going to be using this because I don't remember actually using that. So yeah, it's probably going to just be there just for future reference. So once we get right back here, you just put in your root as your username to sign in. Make sure that you type in correctly for password, as you can see right here to my right hand side. If you are doing this at home and you just want to like basically replicate it as like a home lab, just make sure that you have your user credentials properly signed in. But once you're in, we now have a icon of a DVD labeled student resources lo6 .iso. So this is our ISO file, and we have to click on this. And do we have to right click it? Okay, yeah. Let's right click it. We have to mount the volume, and then now we have to go into our terminal window, and we have to run some commands. So we are going to have some fun with this. This is going to be fun. Once we're here, let's just maximize this so we have like enough reading, like a reading visibility to see what we need to do. So once we're here, just type in this command ls space media, and then / cd-rom 0 /. So now that we are here, uh, we need to also enter another command, which is this, that being cp. Yes, so this is gonna be something that we need to do. Yeah, let me just, I just basically like extended that out to the left so you guys can read it. So once we do that, we have to type in cp / media / cd-rom 0 / **, and then / root, and then / downloads / Okay, now that we're there, we are now in the root Kali directory for downloads. So basically we just had to like change that out to oh wait, actually, yeah, we basically copied it. We copied it, and then now let's go right into CD. Yeah, go in. Yeah, type in CD space root downloads. Let's see where we're at. Downloads. Okay. Yep, there we go. So now we're into the downloads folder, and then type in ls space -l. There we go. Now we have our data files that we need to see. Now what we need to do from here, we need to unzip the we need to unzip the -l 4-kwrschexe folder. So yeah, this is gonna be pretty fun. Yeah, like I said, guys, you like for some of these labs, you have to manually type it in, which is gonna suck. So I'm just letting you guys know the grinding that I'm doing for these videos. Just know that this is not easy, but this is really good leveling up experience if you guys are really trying to get your game going within IT. And I will say, even though that I am not at this particular level, but I know that the level that I will upgrade to, that's gonna level you up really good to know how to do Linux, SQL, or let's just say if you're working with Ruby, or if you're or just anything like that. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of put that out there because this is really helpful information that I want to help out and also help myself grow and help myself learn, but I also want to help other people out. So now that we're here, let's unzip the contents of the zip folder. You see it right here. You type in unzip space /kwsrch-ext3-zip. Click on enter, and now that you see right here, it's now inflating. So that means that the contents of the file are now being unzipped. So now that we're done with that, you have to type in ls space hold on ls space dash l Yep, -l, and then 4-kwsrch-ext3 to view the contents. So let's see. All right, now we have our contents of the folder, and we should be good to go with this. Let that run to score it, and boom, we are done with that. So now we have to return to your local browsers tab to focus on the Storage Fortinet where the ext keyword search 1 is displayed. We have to locate the MD5 hash in the paragraph in the downloads heading. So yeah, let's see. I think this is the paragraph here. It says this test image is a raw partition image. IEDD of the ext 3FS file system. The file system is 5 megabytes and is compressed to 4 megabytes. The MD5 image is, yeah, this image right here. So this is our coding image that we probably have to use, but I'm not too sure what we're going to be doing with this. This image is released under the GPL, so anyone can use it. Okay, so it's basically open source. So now we have to switch back to the browser, focus on Security Plus, Scalable, Virtual Lab. What is the bit length of the MD5 hash? Oh, yeah, this is pretty long. I'm probably going to go on a wild guess and say this has to be I'm gonna say 128. I'm gonna say 128. Yep, I'm right. Yes, sir. Yeah. So basically, for the most part, I do understand this for the most part, but if you're ever having to see a lot of coding with MD5 hashing, for the most part, most of the time, MD5 hashes are usually 128 bits worth of its data, because the data has to be processed through the MD5 hash, and therefore, if you're having to use it for any means of like password hashing or to salt something, I would assume that's where all the test images come into play. It's where the bit rate, or well, no, not the bit rate, but the bit hashing, like basically let the file size of what the bits have to be correctly inputted, so therefore the data can be transferred effectively. So you don't put yourself at a position where you don't have the wrong piece of data in front of you. So that's always important to have that put in place, so you can see the data that you need to see, so it doesn't have to be a issue in the future, because all these strings that you see right here with the sector offsets and the fragment offsets, the file paths, everything that you need to know with like your notes, whether if it's allocated, unallocated, or you need to put down like a journal entry, these are very important within not just like the coding world, but just like IT alone, within just a brand view of technology, to understand everything within the fundamental knowledge of what to do when you see certain codes that are kind of offsetting with your with your technology, and understanding how to process data and understand the technological performances of your devices. So I find that to be very interesting, because that's very important to learn per se, which not a lot of people do talk about this. So I like looking into it because I like to be more versatile within my knowledge to know more about this. So now that we're done with this, let's go back to the terminal. Let's type in ls, yep, ls space dash l. So now we have the extracted files. So what we do from here is that we have to put in the cat command. So we have to put in cat space 4 dash kw srch dash ext3 dash hash ext3 dash hash, and then dot txt. And now that we have that, we have our hash. So now what we have to do right here is that we have to now put this code right into here. I had to extend that out so you guys can read that, because I don't want to I don't want to drag it all the way to the right so you guys have to like struggle seeing it back and forth. So I have that ready for you guys so you guys can read that. Be sure to pause the video if you guys want to put that in, but I'm going to put it in for you guys. So MD5 sum space 4 dash KW SRCH dash EXT 3 forward slash EXT 3 dot no dash IMG. That's going to be your image with the KW dash 1 dot DD. And then you space this, you put two little greater than symbols, space that again, type in 4 dash KW SRCH dash EXT3 dash hash dot TXT. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, so now that we have that, we now have our contents of the hash, and now we have to use the cat command to put this in. So what I just did there, I had to put in the MD5 hash sum number to basically like have everything put together with the code. So this is basically putting all the contents together, and therefore we're now trying to capture all the data that we need to get, so therefore it can be like properly organized so we can see what we need to view. So what I'm doing right here, we're now putting in the cat command, so you have to put in cat and then space it out, put the number 4 dash kwrsh dot ext3 dash hash. So Basically, write it just like this. Be sure to be careful when you write this because sometimes Linux likes to be a little bit very stingy with how you write things out or type things out. So you got to be a little bit careful with like how you're processing with the writing. But once you write it down correctly, then you're able to do it. Once you have that, press enter, and now we have the cat command for our hashes, as you can see right here. And I'm going to click on the score button, and we should be good to go. Hopefully. Okay, there we go. So the file root downloads yep, all this like little, like all this little gibberish type of coding writing. Well, it's just like jumbled up, coded words. These are like our hashes that we had to pull, and we are good to go with that, and we should be set to go. So let's move on to the next task. That was basically like what we were doing from there. We were using hashing to confirm file downloading. And what we were doing with all this coding that we had to put into Linux, we're putting in all the code to make sure that the downloaded contents files were put onto the drive correctly, and therefore we're having to use proper coding contents to retain the contents of the file effectively, so we didn't have to make any errors, put into the file. Hold on, give me 1 second. I just have to pause the video, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So now that we got all this done, we're basically almost done here. We just have to go to the next content of this task. And what we do from here is that we have to go to Kali, we have to open the terminal window, and we have to maximize it. So let's see. I'm going to assume that we're probably going to close this out. So, okay, yeah, like we just have to like leave it open. So, yeah, let's just make like a brand new one because this is probably going to be used for later. So I'm going to open this one up, and then we are going to type in cd space usr / share, and then Windows dash resources / binaries. So once we have that, let's just click on enter. Okay, so now we're here. Let's use the ls command space L, and then there we go. We have all of our contents, and we're able to see everything right in front of us. Now we have to create a SHA-1 hash value by entering SHA-1 sum NC. So let's do that right now. So we have to enter SHA-1 sum NC dot exe. Let's see what happens. Okay, so now that we have that, we have to leave this open, and it says right here, like typically you would copy this value to your clipboard and then paste it to the hash lookup service. However, since the lab environment does not have internet access, you would have to use a workaround for this exercise. Yeah, so yeah, pretty much like how should I put this? Like, if you ever do this, like the Google cybersecurity certificate program, you would be able to just copy and paste everything from the right side of like your screen onto Kali Linux or just any means of using Linux. And unfortunately, with CompTia, I don't understand why they don't do this to kind of like make it easier. But you should be able to just copy and paste like the contents, so you don't have to just manually type it in. And I just don't like that out of them. But that's just something that I don't understand why they don't do that, because it kind of like drives people away from doing the labs. But per se, even though that I'm doing it and I'm just helping you guys out and I'm building up my skill, uh, I'm just at least trying to make it easier. So, all right, yeah, let's get right into it, man. We're almost done, man. I'm gonna keep pushing this off, and all the hard work's gonna pay off. So, all right, let's get right into it. Step number 7: on your local computer, open another tab in your browser and open a new browser. Okay, so what we have to do here, we have to click on a new tab, and we now have to go to this website called Meta Defender. So, yeah, so let's do that. I'm gonna copy it because it's not gonna let me automatically put it in. So now we're here at Meta Defender OP SWAT. Yep, yeah, OP SWAT. I actually went to this particular website before, and this is pretty much like virustotal.com, but it's actually really cool. So I actually like what they do here. But what we do right here is that we have to go into the trust no field section and we have to process it. So what we do from this point on, we have to process our file. So once we're here, like you'll have this like option to kind of put your file in here. If you see that the cookies, just accept all of it and just kind of move forward with it. So let's put the file right here, and we have to like type it in. So it says right here, type or copy and paste up the file into the trust no field and then process it. So once we're here, let's put it right here. Let's see if it's able to kind of like be like a, well, hold on. I'm just going to put like the hash right here because it's not a URL, so it's going to be a hash. So I'm going to just put it right here and then click on process, and we should be able to get what we get. And oh my god, wow. Look at all these, wow, look at all these threats. Wow, this is some really interesting stuff. So we got some really serious malware up in here, and wow, this is some pretty strong looking engines. So, you know, you got Nano Av, you got Quick Heal, you got Zilia. Yeah. Wow, you got some really strong malware. So, as you can see here, we actually have malware pulled up. But what we have to do from here, we have to select Get Full Report. And I don't think I'm able to do this because I'm not too sure if the site allows me to. But this is pretty interesting. I actually like this. This is actually a really good site. I'm trying to see where I can get this. I don't think I'm able to get the full report. I don't think it kind of allows you to. Yeah, allows you to do it. If I'm able to do it, I would. But I don't know where I go in the site to do it because it's been a while since I did this, but I wasn't expecting it to kind of be this difficult. I don't know what these type of versions are, so I'm not too sure where I can go with this. Yeah, it says right here this should display a page of several scanning engines, which of them detected a threat versus those did not. Based on this information, you can make the decision whether this suspicious file is malicious, a potential unwanted program, so a pup file, or benign. So yeah, it says like right here, you could do other searches for file. You can use file names or hashes, and like basically like you could like search up other hashes. Yeah, like we'll do this after we get this file downloaded. I wanna try to see if I could get the full report, but it's not really giving me what I want. So man, let's see what I can do here if I'm able to get the full report. Let's see, multi-scanning. Let's see. I don't think I'm able to really get anything out of this, so I'm going to kind of just go back a few and then just try to see what we can do. Because it would just give you the ability to kind of just print it. Well, like I haven't used this site in quite a while, but I'm not too sure what to really like look at. So yeah, it's not letting me download that. So I don't know. This is something that I haven't really dealt with before. But ideally speaking, I'm probably just gonna skip this, and then we're just gonna go back to where we need to go because I'm not gonna just download this and kind of just mess with this. So uh, I will say that if you guys want to, you guys can just go to this website, and then this will kind of give you what you need to see. Hold on, let me kind of actually, like I'll just kind of keep this title here because I wasn't thinking it was going to like block anything, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna do anything. So yeah, sorry if like my text is blocking, but if you guys want to, just go to this site called metadefender.com. If you guys want to put in hashes or put in suspicious files, you can do that. I'm not gonna really be downloading anything, so I'm not gonna be doing anything like that. So I'm just kind of I'm just going to kind of just like do this again and just do like one more little file hash that I want to look up because I just want to see like how powerful is it, just as far as how good this is useful to do. So let me do like another one. Oh, it's actually not probably not gonna make me. Okay, yeah, I don't think it's going to allow me to do that. Oh, actually no. I actually forgot to get the rest of this hash. Hold on. Let me get this. I'm gonna try to get this copied. If I could copy it. All right. Yeah. I'm just gonna search this up one more time and see what we get. And yeah, this is pretty cool. This shows you a little bit more malware, and it gives you a lot more information about what you need to see. And you can basically take a look at like the country of origin. You can take a look at like what type of malware has been detected. So this is pretty cool. Very interesting. But yeah, if you guys want to take a look at this, very well create a like account, and you will be able to see whatever you want to see on here. But I'm not going to move forward with this, so I'm just gonna kind of move forward and kind of get this done. So if you guys want to take a look at this, go for it. This is just part of what the lab. If you guys want to see that, so it's not really necessary for you to get a full report, but I'm not really able to do anything because I think you have to create a actual like account if you want to, yeah, if you want to actually look at your full report. So I'm not really able to do that. So I don't want to try to like have to like waste more time on this. But if you guys want to check this out, go for it. So I'm gonna close this out and we're gonna move forward to the next phase of this project. Okay, so now that we're here, we have to open up Kali. We're already open, so we have a terminal window open. Yep. So we're gonna just click on CD space. We have to use this like little squiggly line symbol, and then I think that's I think that's a period. Yeah, let's try that. No, that's not gonna let us do that. Let's do comma. Okay, no. Um. Okay, yeah. So this is going to hold on. Let me do this one. Yeah, let me do that. No, hold on. No, I'm actually screwing up. Sorry. Okay, yeah, yeah, there we go. There we go. So that's what I need to do. If you ever want to go back to your root Kali folder, back to like the main directory folder, you could just do change directory back to your root user home directory. So that's not the fastest way to get back to like your root directory folder. So now that we're here, we have to use the grep command. So we type in grep, and then you do uh, single quotation mark, backslash comma, yeah, backslash dollar symbol, and then backslash again. No, 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 no. Well, actually, no. You do yeah, you do the dollar symbol, and then you do the single quotation mark, and then you space, and then you do forward slash ETH forward slash shadow, and let's see, there we go. So now we have our hashes for the lines for our stored password hash. So this displays the entry lines for those accounts who have a stored password hash, and it says right here for step number 5, since hashes produced by the script algorithm are extremely difficult to crack, generate generate your own password hashes to crack, and then you have to enter this command right here. And before we do this, this is like a little bit of like a small fact tip right here. Modern Linux systems salt password hashes by default. The most common default hashing scheme of Linux is YesScript. Yeah, YesScript, and this is confirmed in the output of the Y between the first two dollar signs. The JT9 value between the second and third dollar signs are parameters used during the hashing process. The value between the third and fourth dollar signs is the salt used when producing the hash. Then the value after the fourth dollar sign until the colon is salted. Yeah, yep, yep, until the colon is a salted password hash. So, yeah, that's actually pretty interesting to actually know about that because I actually didn't know that was actually there within, um, yeah, yeah, within Linux to utilize that. That's actually pretty interesting to see. All right, so yeah, let's get this done. I don't want to hold you guys up. We're almost done. So, let's get right into this. Let's type in open SSL space password PASSWD space dash salt and then space two. Oh no. Yeah, like I said, you have to be a little bit careful when you're typing into the VM because it does that sometimes where it basically like gets like the wrong commands and then it types way too fast. So you got to be like a little bit careful doing that. So I'm just gonna reset that. I'm going to hold on. If it could actually listen to me, please listen. Okay, so we have two double quotation marks. We put that in, and then you space it, and then you type in pass1 space greater than value space hash dot txt. Press enter, and okay, we should be good to go. This is going to generate a MD5 hash of the password pass without using salting and save it in the hash.txt file. Let's see if that works. That should be good to go. There we go. So now that we got that, we have to use the cat command to get the hash txt file. So we do cat hash.txt, type that in, and there we go. We have our hash txt file within the hash. But as you notice right here, it says right here, there is no value between the second and third dollar signs. This indicates the password hash is not salted. So as we can see right here, there is no value between the second and third dollar sign. So after the second and third dollar sign, there's no value. There's no value in between it. Therefore it's not really salted, so therefore it can have like an extra layer of security with it. So now what we have to do, we have to use John the Ripper to perform a brute force attack to password crack against the unsalted password by typing in this command. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Now we're going to get into the real nitty gritty of the cybersecurity side of the hackers. Let's see. So we type in this John dash incremental space hash dot txt and then enter it. Oh, nice. So we see right here. It says John should crack the unsalted password in less than 10 seconds. And there we go. It says right here that the session got completed, but it says warning, detect a hash type MD5 crypt. But the string is also recognized as a MD5 crypt dash long. Using this particular like typing command option, that's like a format MD5 crypt long version. I'm not too sure what that does, but that's basically performing like a brute force attack. It's showing you the details of what it just did. It literally told you everything about what the command script was going through, and once it had commenced from that point, it has now uh, completed the session to use the password. Using the brute force attack password cracking method in order to basically get right into the particular I want to say target per se. So yeah, I think that's what we did up against the unsalted password hash. So now John was able to crack right into the unsalted password hash in less than 10 seconds to get what he wanted. So now we have access to it. So now we have to type in this other command to generate a salted password. We have to put in open SSL password. Let's see, password dash salt. Yep. This is going to be really fun. This is going to be a lot of typing. Unless if I can get my keyboard to work, please, because this is very slow. Oh man, this is not good. All right, so now that we're here, we have to, after you do dash salt, you do capitalize salt, and that should be right there. Space it, put in pass one, space greater than symbol, and then salted, yeah, salted dash hash dot txt. All right. So once we're there, just press enter, and this should generate our salted password. So now, let's score it, and then we should be good to go right here. All right, there we go. We have it. So our root salted hash text file exists, and now it contains the password hash. Therefore, it has an extra layer of security to put the salt values. So now it's basically randomized if any hacker tries to go right into it to break right into it. So that's actually pretty cool. Um, it says right here a proper salt value is a random string. Um, some hashing algorithms support salts up to 512 bytes, and here you are using a pre-selected salt to be very obvious when viewing the hashing output. So now that we're done with that, we have to put in the cat command once again. You have to put in cat salted dash hash dot txt to view the contents of the file. And there we go. We have the salt. Yeah, like we basically have the salt, contents inside of it. So it's now present within the $ symbol because before then it wasn't there. So therefore, the password was unsalted because the password did not have any protection layer to protect the contents of, yeah, the contents of the password file, therefore making it vulnerable for any brute force attack being commenced by the cyber hacker. And that's actually really interesting that this is to be the case because I'm pretty sure within Windows it's pretty much the same thing, but this is actually really interesting to use something like this to prevent against hackers, whether let's just say if they're going to hack, through the online scene or the offline scene. So having this type of layer security is very useful to fight against particular particular threats that come from many directions. So yeah, I actually like that. That's really cool. All right, so now the next step is that you have to type in John space incremental. This is going to be a salted command. So after incremental, you type in salted dash hash dot txt. Once we do that, this is going to perform a brute force attack against the salted password hash that John is trying to attack, and from here on, he should be able to crack the salted passwords in less than 10 seconds. So, let's see what happens. Okay, so it says right here, warning detected, blah blah blah. It's gonna run it. It's gonna run. It says we'll run two open MP threads, and then it says right here, the session is now completed. So it says that John. Oh, hold on. Sorry, sorry. I apologize. Not too sure what happened, but yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so now that we have that, John should crack the passwords in less than 10 seconds. The full Linux hash statement is present in the salted hash file. Yeah, salted hash txt file. Therefore, John is provided the salt value, which allows it to quickly crack the password. So now what we have to do from here, we have to remove the salt value from the file, that being that using the cat command. So what we do from here is that we do cat salted hash. Just a quick tip before I move forward with this. Whenever you're using Linux, if you use like previously used coded functions, just to make it easier, like basically like what I just did right here to kind of like make it easier for me to like code things out faster. Like, do you see kind of like the ghosted words out of like what I'm trying to type? If you want to type faster, you just click on your arrow key and just click it to the right. So like if you see your right directional arrow on your keyboard, just click that once, and then boom, you already have it. So once you have that, you can just put more code in after once you punch that in, and then you will be good to go after that. So I just wanted to put that out there for anybody that is to be listening that is a little bit curious on how to do that, because yeah, I'm sorry, like Linux is very confusing at times, but if you guys want to just make it easier for coding purposes and also like putting in proper commands, that's the best way to help you guys out if you guys want to, be a little bit faster, to put your code in. So yeah, let's finish this up. After we do that, we have to put this we have to put like a little standing bracket here. That's like next to like your little right hand bracket on your keyboard, and just be sure to hold the shift button, and then you can have that little tall little bracket right in front of it. Like it's like a letter I looking bracket, but it's just like a tall looking bracket. So once you put that in, hold on, let me just do that again. Press space, and then you type in sed, and then you space that out, and then you put in double colon, um, uh, lowercase s, and then you put in salt. You capitalize this, by the way, and then you put in two forward slashes, and then you put in G, and then you end that with a N double quotation mark. Both of these ends will be double quotations, so space that out, and then press your shift button, hold that, and then put in the greater than symbol or the mathematical operator system. Yeah, operator symbol, and then after that you type in salt dash secret dash hash dot txt, and there we go. We should be good to go. So we now removed all the contents, and let's score it right now. We should be good to go. There we go. We have it all removed. So we now have the file root salt secret hash exists, and then it contains a password hash. So we just basically removed the salt value from the file. So now we have to do the same thing as John here that's trying to attack it. We put in John, uh, like you know, like after like I just typed in John, you could just press up the little right directional keypad button to kind of like put that in faster. After you put that in, just type on this dash salt dash secret dash hash dot txt, and then just press then press enter. So this is now going to take up to 814,506 1,250 seconds. Yeah, to get this done. Well, no. Actually, no. It's going to take up to 814,506,250 seconds, which is equivalent to 25.8 years to crack the salted password when it does not have the knowledge to salt. Yeah. Like it doesn't have the knowledge of what the salt value, and this is now because the hash is effectively produced from 9 characters instead of just the five of the original password. So it says right here that the default character set used by John the Ripper is a standard U.S. AXI table value of 95 characters, that being uppercase, lowercase numbers, and symbols present on the standard U.S. keyboard. Thus, with 4 salt characters, which could be any of the 95 character options, and the original 5 character password, that being IE pass 1, which took 10 seconds or less to crack, the salted hash value of that password with a 4 character salt would take 10 seconds. So basically, this is very, very smart, by the way, because if you don't want anybody having to break into your passwords, like let's just say, don't you know how like those like particular military movies are where people are like basically being like spies and all that, and let's just say like if somebody's trying to break into like the base and they're trying to like take out some high value targets, but like they're not able to break into some code because that the password hashing is so powerful with it being salted more. This is very intelligent because what we just did here is that we just extended the value of the password hash salt to be a lot higher. So now it's going by the AXI table value of 95 characters to be multiplied by 3 of them, that being a total of 4. So it's 10 seconds times 95 times 95 times 95 times 95, that being 814,506,250 seconds. So that means that John, who's trying to break into this, is not able to break into it anymore because now the password salting has now been increased to be a lot stronger to break right into, well, to to prevent the attacker that's trying to do the brute force attack, to make it harder for somebody to figure it out. So therefore, that hacker needs to utilize some sort of counteractive measure to break into the hash salting value harder in order to get the information to crack right into that password. So that's very interesting because whether it's online or offline, um, any Linux accounts that have strong salted password hashes usually become like the more stronger ones to use as like your as your main line of defense. But if that hacker is able to like go into like the weaker passwords and gain access to like certain user user account privileges that can give them access to a security file system that they have access to. Let's just say if they're trying to break into like a building, and then let's just say I don't know, let's just say like hypothetically speaking, if you're trying to break into, let's just say, a company like, I don't know, Bank of America, and Bank of America, they have like a corporate building that you're trying to break into to get money out of everybody's like account. That being like the main headquarters, of the building, and you have access to it, but you're trying to break into like the files and try to like get all the information and basically steal everything. What you would do from there is that you have to figure out what type of security protocols that there are, and what are the strongest and weakest fundamental frameworks out of that company. So once you have that in front of you and you know what you need to break into, so you can like start from the bottom and work your way from like the easiest to like, the hardest challenges that you need to solve, then that's where those like high level hackers already know what they need to do, because they're trying to find those little cracks to crack right into the security system. And once you have like your target right there and ready to like take it out, because you already know the information that you need to get, that's already in your control, because you already planned it out to see what type of security flaws that the company has, in order to avoid going through the hassle of trying to break into the security framework, of going through the hardest passwords to crack, or the defensive fundamental nature of the system, administrator policies that have been put in place to go after any unauthorized users that are trying to break into the system. So yeah, I mean, that was pretty much like a lot that I pretty much explained there, but it's very interesting to kind of put that out there, because a lot of scenarios where people are trying to do this, at an all-time high, that are like the highest level hackers, or just like high level dangerous criminals that are trying to break into high level companies. Like, that would make perfect sense if you were going on like major heists and like doing stuff like that, because by the movies that probably do depict that does exist, and that could very well happen in certain cases. So yeah, it's a very conflictual uh like you know it's a very conflictual scene, in terms of like how those like possible real world scenarios actually happen. So yeah, let's get this done. We're basically finished, guys. I could have been done a little bit sooner, but I wanted to kind of explain things a little bit deeper to help you guys out. So yeah, let's get these questions done, and then I think I'm pretty much done. Done for the day. I pretty much got what I had to get done. So yeah, let's get this done. So, what is the purpose of calculating a hash of files? Is it to maintain availability, detecting integrity violations, or confirming authorization, or blocking disclosure? I'm going to go with number two. I think number two makes perfect sense. Let me score that. Yes, sir. We are right on the money. So, detecting integrity violations is very important, because, like I said, if you're trying to break into, let's just say, like a high level security building, and those hashes are not there to be upheld, where the information security or the cybersecurity department did not put in the right hashes to be calculated to have those proper detectors in place for integrity violations. That could lead to massive vulnerability threats, where somebody that is very intelligent to break right into that can go right into it and break into the file system, and now they have complete access to do whatever they want, to steal anything, or to even like cause massive damages to other people's privacy, and possibly leave everything else compromised, for widespread, data breaches and possible criminal, activity at a higher level. That could be more vigilant and more dangerous over time. So yeah, that's really important to kind of have with the hashing calculations of files to be upheld at a high, at a very high standard. for business level compliance, or even at like a government compliance as well. All right, number two. What is the benefit of salting password hashes? Is it to increase the resistance to brute force attacks? Is it to improve federation operability? Yeah, like I'm sorry about that. Number three, reduces sign-in time, or number four, eases enrollment complexity. I want to go with number one. Number one makes perfect sense because brute force attacks are the biggest threats that could fight against. That could be like the biggest conflict like a target with assaulting password hashing. So that's that is like the benefit of having salted password hashing to fight against brute force attacks that are massively a big threat in that particular focus. So, yeah, the first option makes perfect sense, and that is correct because if you don't have that, that is going to lead to bigger threats over time, therefore giving cyber hackers the ability to find more information and to hunt that information down for bigger criminal for bigger criminal gain that they want to take advantage of. So yeah, next question is, what is the primary reason to avoid the use of MD5? I'm gonna go with number four. That makes perfect sense. But these other options: ease of key discovery, propensity for collisions, its algorithm is publicly viewable. These all don't make any sense. The fourth one, it makes perfect sense because if you use MD5 hashing a lot, you're gonna increase the risk of brute force attacks where you don't have those values to be salted within the hash, and therefore it's just going to increase the risk a lot higher. So I'm going to go with that. Oh, actually, no, that's not correct. So let's see. I'm going to go with this one. Its algorithm is publicly viewable. Okay, that is not good. Uh, let's try the first one. Oh, that's not correct either. Okay, so propensity for collisions. Let's try that. Okay, so that actually does make sense. The reason why that probably does, why this answer is correct over the other answers is probably because if you have MD5 hashing, um, used a lot, it's going to create a massive widespread of collisions where all the hashes are going to be used a lot more common. Therefore, when the hackers see that from the online presence to the offline presence, it's going to give them the ability to see what cracks that they can get right into the security system. And therefore, once they see those vulnerabilities wide open, they already have it planned out within their attack surface to understand what to do from that point on to basically get what they want. So that actually makes perfect sense in that particular scenario. Okay, let's get down number four. What is the benefit of performing a malware evaluation via a hash value rather than uploading a file? Um, I think the answer should be hmm. Is it one, more accurate results? Two, maintaining SCAP compliance. Three, not disclosing the suspect file publicly. Um, or four, detecting new threats. I'm gonna go with three. Yeah, that does make sense because once again, you are also dealing with sensitive information. So, what that means is that if the hash file is to be uploaded, let's just say if you're using some software online to upload the file just to find the threats that you're trying to basically detect, that's going to give the hacker the ability to see that file, and therefore it's going to be more visible for other people to take a look at it. Let's just say other companies see that, and then they're like, "Oh, well, hey, these this company A is being more exposed by these quote unquote malware," and then other companies can take advantage of that to say, "Hey, don't do business with this company because you have certain malware that's attacking your company." So basically, the hackers can see that, and they can also manipulate that a lot further to take advantage of that for their own usage, and therefore it's going to leave the hash value more exposed to more hackers that are going to take advantage of it, and then if anything, they'll probably just create newer hacks to try to fight against that and then break right into your system more. So it's better to do a malware evaluation via the hash value to see what pieces of the hash are to be exposed. So you could look at the information a lot more deeper, so you can see what problems are present within your situation. So yeah, that makes perfect sense in that scenario. All right. Last question is if a portion of the scanning engines of an online threat analysis service detect a threat related to a submitted hash or file, is that suspicious object necessarily malicious? So it says right here, if a portion of the scanning engines of an online threat analysis detect a threat related to a submitted hash, hmm, I'm gonna go with yes. That makes perfect sense. No, okay, so yeah, the answer is no because the reason why is because if the scanning engines pick up a online threat service that like basically if your online threat analysis service detects a threat that was related to a previously submitted hasher file, that does not mean it is always necessarily malicious because it can create a false positive record that doesn't capture all the data entirely. So if that does capture something, let's just say from the intrusion detection system or the intrusion prevention system, it's not always correct with what it's capturing. So you have to be careful in terms of like taking a look at that because you have to look in deeper of like what exactly happened with this particular threat particularly particularly caught within that within that particular scan that was captured from the online threat analysis service. So yeah, the answer being no would make perfect sense because having it yes would mean that's incorrect because it's capturing incorrect false positive records that are not entirely related to being a massive threat. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this. I got a good load of information done for you guys, so I wanted to help you guys out, get this finished, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is a very good video that I had gotten done for you guys, and as you can see right here, we are now completely past with this. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to share the video, do what you got to do, and if you guys are struggling to get this done, please watch this whole video. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you guys later. Be sure to be safe and stay free. And this is the Cyber Sector Initiative Zone signing off. So I'll see you guys. All right, bye.